It bothered me. So I know it bothered his dad. You a projected first round pick at one point, and then you go to the 144th pick with no physical attribute problems. We see he a leader. I just don't like it. I don't like how he was treated. It just wasn't right, in my opinion.
I agree 100% with Lee. It pissed me off from afar. You know, it's not my son, but they just changed the C word. That instead of cocky, they say, well, Baker's confident. It's supposed to be about your talent, right? Yep. It's supposed to be about the production that you have put on the field. It's going to work out for him. I'm almost positive.
You know, Shedeur goes to Colorado, and with the help of Travis Hunter and his dad, he completely turns around that football program. He keeps working, keeps preparing like a starter so that when he did get his opportunity, he went in there. Were the stats perfect? No. Did he struggle a little bit as a rookie? Yes, that's expected, but he showed flashes of what he can do as a starting quarterback in the NFL. And so all of that combined, man, I thought that was really impressive to see from Shedeur. A lot of guys would crumble in that situation, but the thing that stood out the most to me, and it hit home now being a father, was that he said, as I was watching these things happen, it bothered me, but it didn't bother him. In fact, he said, quote, I feel bulletproof.
Yep. You're just a massage away from being a starter.
But I'm just proud of him. People have no idea of what he's truly gone through. Yeah. You just seeing what's on stage. Yeah. You never see behind the curtains. I know what's behind the curtains. I know all the bull junk that transpired, but I'm so darn proud of him as a man, and he's standing on his faith.
You know, sometimes when God gives us these trials and these adversities, he's already built us up to handle them.
Yeah.
What do you want people to learn about yourself, your sons, your daughters, the Sanders family as a whole, in the way that you still show up through all the things
you
that you've
didn't make
through?
us, so you can't break us. You ain't build us, so you can't kill us. You ain't invent us, so you can't prevent us. We are Sanders, and we are built to last. And I love it. I love the trials and the tests. I just want people to keep on watching the story. Don't stop. Yeah. See, a lot of people, when they're going through the trials and tribulations, they stop in the middle, let people take pictures of it. And I'm not a hunter by any means, but they told me when people hunt, the only time they get a good shot on what they're hunting is when it's still. Baby, we keep it moving. We keep it moving, and we won't stop to allow you to get a good shot at us. Yeah. We keeps it moving.
I feel him, man. It bothered me. So I know it bothered his dad. He ain't my son. I'd be pissed off if it was my son. I mean, you a projected first round pick at one point, and then you go to the 144th pick, like with no physical attribute problems. He's not 5'10". He don't got little bitty hands or some shit, you know what I'm saying? He don't got a lazy eye or something he can't see out of his front eye or whatever it is. He ain't got in no trouble off the field, like, but he just dropped. Is it his arm talent? Like, it can't be his arm talent, because he had 70%, he completed 70% of his passes as a junior with 27 touchdowns, 3 picks. Then he come back as a senior, complete 74% of his passes with 37 touchdowns, 10 picks. Like, it can't be that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is he not a leader? We see he a leader. He done won everywhere he been. Then you just drop. Like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like how he was treated. He too confident, he too cocky. But when Baker do it, they love it. when Shedeur do it, they don't like it. He fall 5 rounds. Like, it's just bullshit. It's still bullshit to me. And if it was my son, I'll probably make it worse for him. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'll be saying all kind of shit and pulling all kind of cards if it was my son. You know what I'm saying? So I just like how he handled it. I like how Prime handled it, because I'd be super pissed off. You know what I'm saying? At this point, my son may be streaming with Shiloh. Fuck it. Fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get the money a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I commend them for how they handling it, and just keep handling it that way, man, because it just wasn't right, in my opinion. None of it was right.
What you think?
I agree 100% with Lee. It pissed me off from afar. You know, it's not my son, but they just changed the C word. That instead of cocky, they say, well, Baker's confident, right?
Right.
Yeah, they just switched those. But it's unfortunate, man, because it's supposed to be about your talent, right? Yep. It's supposed to be about the production that you have put on the field, and every step along the way, he's did that. Good kid, solid background, stayed out of trouble. did all the right things, said all the right things by every metric except the guys that's making the picks, which is unfortunate. But yeah, he has taken the high road that comes from his background, the way he was raised, his faith, his belief in himself, his belief in his ability, and never wavering. You can tell the confidence has been put in him through prime, the way he approached his game, the way he approached his life. I think it rubbed off on the boys, especially in big moments, never waver. But yeah, no, I think, so, Lieb, so me having a son that played and I'm saying that made it to his highest level, and me being who I was as a player, right? Loud, boisterous, didn't take no shit. People knew this, right? I knew I had to change how I approached the situation and people, right? People expected me to be in the gym watching them loud, cussing, and then something go wrong. They're expecting that from me, right?
Right.
I flipped it on them. Just sit there, cheer him on, ain't got shit to say to nobody.
Right.
Right? That's what they're expecting. Draft process, people saying this, he ain't ranked here, he this, they, like all these things. Hey, my message to him, head down, blinders on, you get as good as you're gonna get, it's gonna take care of itself. That's what Prime is telling him.
Yeah.
Head down, blinders on, you take care of your work and everything else will take care of itself.
And that's what he did last year.
Right?
Yeah.
And the result was when he got the opportunity, he played well. And now he has an opportunity to come back to be the starter again, right? So the work has been done. Just keep believing in yourself and keep believing in your faith, and it's gonna work out for him. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I agree with what both of them said. Shedeur goes to Colorado, and with the help of Travis Hunter and his dad, he completely turns around that football program. He leads them to their first winning season in 8 years, and you mentioned it. In his 2 seasons that he was there, he throws for over 70 touchdowns, or 7,300 yards, 64 touchdowns, and only 13 interceptions. And a lot of people had him as one of, if not the first quarterback taken in that draft. I know Mel Kiper, I know Skip were guys that thought he would be the first quarterback off the board, but the consensus was that he would be a first-round pick. Well, that didn't happen. Draft night rolls around, and as the rounds go by, and as the days go by, we start to see him falling more and more, and he ends up falling all the way to the 5th round. And not only did he fall to the 5th round, but he falls to the Cleveland Browns, who end up drafting him. And I've been in Cleveland before. It's an organization that does not do a good job of developing quarterbacks in their past. On top of that, they just drafted another quarterback in the 3rd round, and Dylan Gabriel 2 rounds ahead of Shedeur. So all of that is not an ideal situation for a guy to walk into. Then you fast forward to week 1 of the season. He starts out as the third quarterback on the depth chart. But to Kenyon's point, doesn't complain, keeps his head down, keeps working, keeps preparing like a starter so that when he did get his opportunity, he went in there. Were the stats perfect? No. Did he struggle a little bit as a rookie? Yes, that's expected. But he showed flashes of what he can do as a starting quarterback in the NFL, and he did it without an offensive line and a receiving core around him that was up to the level that you need to show what you can do in the NFL as a starting quarterback. So all of that combined, man, I thought that was really impressive to see from Shedeur. A lot of guys would crumble in that situation. It's tough to keep a positive mindset as these negative things are happening to you. But the thing that stood out the most to me from that interview with Deion, and I love what he said, and it hit home now being a father, was that he said, as I was watching these things happen, it bothered me, but it didn't bother him. And he just kept his head up. And Shedeur even mentioned that when they interviewed him back in April. He said, look, I feel like I'm equipped to handle every situation now. In fact, he said, quote, I feel bulletproof.
That's what he said.
You're going to go through adversity as a quarterback in the NFL. You're going to go through adversity as any position player in the NFL. Now, it may look different from person to person, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is how you respond to that adversity. And I thought he responded very well throughout that entire situation. And that puts him in a great spot now. You have a quarterback competition in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. If you win that competition, great. You now have 7 games under your belt. You know what you need to work on going into year 2, and you have the mindset and the mental toughness to lead that football team. If you don't win the starting job, well, you were just in that position last year, so you know how to continue to prepare as a starter and be ready for your opportunity if that time comes. So when you look at all of this for Shedeur this last year, you know, it hasn't been ideal for him. It's been a tough situation to handle, but I think he's going to be better from it as he goes forward in his career.
Yep. You're just a massage away from being a starter.
But the thing is, though, before you go, Skip, like, but why, though? Like I feel like it's been a whole year, and we still don't got no whys. So he didn't interview well. Like, bruh.
And Deion addressed that.
Bruh, like-
the narratives were, walking into meetings with the headphones.
Come on,
and he's
man.
like, look, I coached my kid. I watched what he did at Colorado, and I'll attest to that.
Come on, bro.
You don't go throw for 7,300 yards, 64 touchdowns, and only 13 picks if you're not taking meeting time seriously, if you're not prepared for games.
Like,
if you're
come
not
on, bro.
the time
You ain't doing it on
film,
talent alone.
You're not going to be successful. I find it hard to believe he's going into those meetings not fully prepared from watching film and being ready to go in those meetings. I don't believe that.
He got NFL OCs with him. Like, he not. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
I feel like it still ain't a clear cut why.
But you know why.
I do know why.
You do know why.
I do know why.
Deep down, you know.
Yeah.
And I know, and Kenyon knows, and Cody deep down knows what happened. And I said it on Saturday night during that draft. I did a video because I've never been more outraged over any draft development ever. Most outrageous slide in draft history was what the NFL did to Shedeur Sanders to punish him and his father, to teach them a lesson, to put them in their place. That's what happened. And yes, my friend Mel Kiper had him ranked above Cam Ward. And yes, I said Tennessee should say, thank you, God, we got Shedeur.
Yep.
Natural-born leader, has a natural-born feel for playing the position. If you watched him at Colorado, and I know you did, deadly accurate, moves better than he gets credit for. There are lots of 3rd and 4s where they call read options and let him keep it for the first down. And clutch as they come. He made some big late throws. That night against Baylor, he made back-to-back late touchdown throws where I'm like, God, what's the problem? Well, so he owned whatever it was, 3 or 4 exotic cars, and he made the most money in the history of college football his last year at Colorado. And the NFL is, and they got DJs in the locker room pregame, halftime. And the NFL is saying, we don't do it that way, Deion. They're saying it as much to the father as to the son.
A lot to do with it.
Yeah, we don't do it up here this way. Franchise quarterbacks don't act that way. We don't need to be tapping our watch during games unless you're winning the national championship. And they got way better than they were, but they didn't win any chips. They didn't win anything, so I'll give you that. But they just wanted to say to Shedeur, and Deion said, what if he did come into a session with his headphones? I don't know, how many kids, I see lots of kids walking around with their headphones on. Is that going to knock you down to the 5th round?
Exactly.
That might be like a generation.
Come on, man. I mean,
come
seriously.
on, bro. It's way worse shit going on.
Well, it sounded like they're saying he walked into there and kept the headphones.
No.
They say they had him around his neck or something.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Whatever it was. Like, come on, bro. Like,
come on. And was he, did he come across as entitled? No, he was, I'll give you this. He was extremely confident in who he was. And it came across to some teams that he was interviewing with where he was just trying to be honest with them. You're not going to get me. He told a couple teams, I'm not going to be there for you. I'm going to go above you. Because he should have, and he thought he was. Okay? Should that damn him to the 5th round? What quarterback is it?
It's a little off-putting.
Okay, but you gotta.
But we don't even know
what he's being told.
But we don't even know if that's what he said, though. Like, I ain't seen one person come out.
Not taking me seriously,
but if a team got 29 and you've been told that you ain't gonna make it past 15.
No.
Like that's
past 5.
But that's like my pre-draft thing, right?
Yeah.
There were teams coming in trying to look at me. I'm like, what pick you got? Like, I ain't gonna be there, bro.
That's
Look,
right.
I'm not gonna be there when you pick.
You've been in that situation.
I'm not gonna be there when you pick.
And I hear what you're saying, but you also don't know if this team might trade up to go get you.
Yeah, but
so
still,
you gotta treat every team like they have a high draft.
That's on you then, but we not finna play that game. You got motherfucking 17, and they said I'm top 5. Everybody consensus pick, I'm top 5. We're not finna play that game.
Yeah, but you could but to that point though, is if they are 17, maybe they have draft capital to move up and come get you if you're still on the board at.
Yeah, but what if they got a quarterback though?
Well,
so you got a quarterback. What are you coming here prying at me for?
Well, but in the NFL, guys are going to move over, right? You're going to have coordinators go from one place to be a head coach. So you don't know, maybe not right in this situation, but in the future, if it doesn't work out at the first place, you had a great interview earlier on in your career with this offensive coordinator. He now has a head coaching job. Hey, Go get me Kenyon. Go get me Shedeur.
I
Go get me one of these
understand.
guys because of our relationship from
I
before.
get that. You don't want
So you
to
gotta
piss
treat it
people
for
off
the
because
future.
you want to stay ahead of it. But
What I do know is that these 32 teams passed on him 4 times for him to get to the
Yes,
fourth.
that's-
Obviously, it must have been off-putting enough for every team in the NFL to be like, nah. Even though
And
this
just
kid
remember-
threw for 7,000 yards in senior year.
You don't like me saying this, but I just remind you, Tom Brady's Raiders passed 6 times. They had 6 shots, and Tom was his mentor, his guide through high school, his teacher. And I'm like, come on, man, at least take a shot in the 3rd round or give him a break.
like when I heard the headphones thing, I was like, they act like he was in the meeting with them, got him on, they asked
He
him a
must
question.
have
Him like,
been.
he
I don't
got the
know.
music on, he take it off like, honey, what you say?
Hey, bro, it ain't.
No.
That's my point.
Right.
We still don't got.
Like,
Do we
like
got a
this.
team who came out and said, well, he interviewed with us and said we ain't gonna be there? Like I must have missed that article. We don't got nobody saying it's all this. Well, maybe he did this and maybe that's bullshit because we know where he come from. We know Prime gonna make sure. Hey, all right, I lived my whole life to get drafted in the NFL. I'm gonna go in that bitch with some headphones on, like bitch, I'm already made it. I'm like, no, we just not gonna do that. His daddy ain't come from that.
No,
he
I
don't
agree.
come
I
from
agree.
that shit, bro.
I agree.
So it's bullshit, bro. It's bigger than
Hey,
some
hey,
headphones.
it's what's called
It's
the good old boy
boys
network.
club.
That's
So I was
what it
gonna
is.
give you-
Exactly.
The good
old-
We don't want no hip hop acting black kid.
That's it.
And
Thank
ain't
you.
none of us gonna do it.
So it was a
That's what it
situation.
is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, bro.
So I was trying to go into coaching after I got done, right? Had this coaches clinic out in Vegas. Everybody, if you're taking it serious, you need to go to this and this, that, show your
Yeah.
face, be a part of it, do all the extra stuff. So I'm like, bet. I go, do all this. So we're having a meeting after the fact. Well, I got my glasses, and I ain't got no hat. So at the time, I don't like putting my glasses on my shirt. So I just did this. So they listen, so I don't lose them.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking anything of it, right?
I feel like that more gives dad to me.
No harm, no foul is so one of the coaches, he's still coaching right now, but he come up to me, like, Kenny, are you taking like coaching serious? This, that, and the third. I was like, yeah, like I'm here, I'm doing all the extra, like what? He's like, yeah, but like the glasses on your back of your head just scream like you're still trying to be a player.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
Wow. I guess you never know what's off-putting these days.
Right.
They run a tight ship.
like this is like,
You gotta be.
so the good old, the point that you just
Yeah.
said, I was getting, it's the good old boys
It's the
thing.
good old
that
boys.
I guess I don't fit that.
Yeah.
description.
Yes, of what because I got my glasses. I don't know. I was like, yo, this is wild. You know what?
So it was.
Yeah, this ain't for me.
It was word of mouth in the good old boy network. No to Shedeur, no to Deion.
Yeah.
Teach him a lesson. Put him back in their place. Let him slide. Let him slide. Let him slide. And Jimmy Haslam's actually sort of a rebel among the owners. He's sort of a poor man's Jerry Jones. I think he would have slid through the draft if not Jimmy Haslam saying, let's take him for the publicity because a lot of people do like him, and in case we need him as a sideshow next year to take the focus off how bad we are, let's just have him. Let's keep him on the depth chart.
Yeah.
And the truth is, you point out, he started 4th on the depth chart, right?
Yeah.
When he first got there, yeah.
Wasn't Kenny Pickett there for a minute, or like he's 4th? It was a miracle that he got on the football field, right? It was a long shot for him to get any reps at all, and he got to start 7 games. And again, with what Pro Football Focus said was the worst offensive line and the worst receiving core, he won 3 games and lost 4. And I thought he played very well under the circumstance for that sorry organization when it comes to quarterbacks, as you know better than anybody, right? How they're treated, how they're developed. It's a bad place to be. But to the other point that you made, the kid kept a smile on his face the whole year because he's resilient. He's tough. He's tougher. His makeup is tough. Listen, the punishment he took at Colorado, because they were not protecting him very well, especially the first time around, the first year, man, we talked about Cam Newton getting his butt kicked by the Broncos in that opener in 16. Man,
Colorado also didn't have a run game.
No, they didn't have much.
It was all
man,
Travis
he kept getting rocked and jumping right back up. Man, I don't know. He's got all the right qualities. I'm still not sure he's in the right place now, but I hope so.
Yeah.
And yet, okay, one other way to go on this that I'm going to bring up, just for the record, and Aqib, you got kids who play, so you can appreciate this. You're about to have a kid who's going to play, right, at some point soon. But Kenyon certainly has had. So later in this conversation, Deion talks, and I preface this by saying, I love Deion Sanders. I know him. He's rare. He's one of one. And you guys, you know him, right? Yeah. And he's a very proud pop right now. And so the other quotes he said about Todd Monken, he said, I love it, man, because Monken's a straight shooter. He keeps it a buck. And then he says, I want to meet him because I think it's vital that as a coach, not the dad, I can tell him a few things about Shedeur, how to get him going. That wasn't asked of me a year ago. So he's saying Stefanski never called Deion and said, how do I get him going? What does he want to hear from me? And the truth is, these coaches, Monken, who to me is part of that network, they don't want to hear from Deion. They're going to do it the way they're going to do it. So I just fear for Deion, like now you're becoming like too proud of a papa, like trying to get involved, where I don't think Todd Monken wants to hear from Deion, like sit down with him and hear, how do you coach him? These guys are old school and they do it the way they do it, and they don't want Deion to be involved in it. Your thoughts on that?
I feel that. I mean, it is what it is. It's your show.
Yeah.
You could choose to reach out to Prime if you want to. If you don't, then ain't no wrong with that. So I don't have no problem with that. It's once you get there, you there. I don't have no problem with it. I got a problem with just of someone's personality. No, we're not doing that. Like, that's bullshit. Because Jackson Dart carry himself a certain way.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? He on the answering the call, hey, good night, my nigga. Don't start like, bruh. And this, well, we got a real quarterback that like, bruh. Like, you on social media saying my nigga. And it's okay because all your black homies probably let you say it because you carry yourself a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, bro, wait, nigga, Jackson Dart, that's how he talk to us. I got little white homies from my neighborhood who they say nigga. And it's cool. You was outside where you got your ass shot. Hey, you done earned the right. Yeah. You good with us, fam. Yeah. And it's cool, but you carry yourself like Shedeur, but it's not frowned upon when you do it. That's my only, that's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
by the way, for the record, just from me, it ain't cool.
Yeah. I don't think Jackson, no.
So did other coaches, did they call Nick Saban? Did they call Brian Kelly when they had their quarterback? Did they call these other coaches and have a conversation with them before? That's my thing.
Yeah, and
so he said, eliminate the dad part.
Right.
How about call the coach, right? Mm. The coach part of it. He coached him more than anybody. Mm. Up to the point that we got the NFL. He's had him under center more than any coach he's had in his life.
He coached him his whole life.
So that's what I mean.
So going to reach out to Indiana coach?
I don't know. He could.
Is he going to reach out to him just to ask him some questions and
I think so.
How he taught this, how he learned this?
Yeah, how does he learn this set? How does he learn?
They probably did all that through the pre-draft process as they were studying.
So why is it different when it's prime?
So that's the point I'm
getting to. He carry himself a certain way.
That's the point I'm getting to, right? He might or he might not reach out to, but why not? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because it's prime, right? Yeah. Because you think he's this overly proud, overly zealous dad that's gonna give you his input when it ain't warranted. Like, no, he coached him. He not giving you advice on how to treat him. He asking on how to coach him, right? On what the things that make him tick, what the things that we need to, what does he do well? What are things that we probably need to work on even further that we didn't see on film last year in the 7 games that he started?
Right.
Right? This is a new situation for everybody. So help me so we can help him get the best out of him. Right? That's so for you to call, great. For you not to call, I think it'd be It's your decision ultimately.
sure.
Right.
But I
But
don't.
why not?
I don't think it could hurt the situation.
No, it could.
Right?
It could. I'm
'Cause
just
he
talking
coached
about.
more than
You want to talk
anybody.
about proud? Monken's
Yeah.
proud.
I dig it.
Of where he's been and what he's done, and as you well know, Deion was the greatest cornerback ever, not the greatest quarterback ever. So Monken's going to say, "I know offense better than Deion knows offense." That's that's going to be his mindset.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If that's what you choose to do,
You're the head coach.
then that's
Yeah.
what you choose to do. But it is what it is.
And you know, he remember when Shedeur walked into his office, he made that comment about, I finally got you,
Yeah.
or whatever he said along those lines. So I'm sure they did their due diligence when he was in Baltimore throughout the pre-draft process of studying Shedeur tape, figuring out what he
Baltimore
does well,
did
what he
call
doesn't do
Shedeur,
well,
they
going
said
through
that.
that whole process, talking to him in person. Now, Monken being with him in the NFL, they have game film to watch. He probably feels like he's in a good position of things that he knows Shedeur needs to work on going into year two. But
Yeah.
you have that in your
Absolutely.
back pocket. Always
Yeah.
remember that. If you
I
do
dig
want to
it.
learn maybe a little bit more about Shedeur, great guy to talk to. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Shedeur the
Kinsey-
person, right?
yeah.
If you want just Shedeur the person.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to have that
that's all-
relationship with him because you don't
But
know
that
how
comes
long.
down to what Monken wants
Yeah.
to do. Is it a pride thing? Or
Yeah,
is he
because
so
you don't know how long
comfortable with that?
Deshaun is going to be there. You don't know what the Deshaun Watson situation is. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So
No. To your point, Ozzie Newsome called Deion ahead of the Cleveland pick and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, we're thinking about Shedeur," and Deion knew Shedeur's heart on this and his mindset that he didn't want to have to sit behind Lamar because Lamar's Lamar. And
When I talked to Prom, he said, I gave the phone to Shedeur.
Yeah.
I let him answer it himself. What you think? He right here. You tell him. You know what I'm saying? So
But
he
they
ain't
had
answered
had
shit for
that
Shedeur.
conversation.
He let him answer for himself. Nah, bro, I don't want to sit behind Lamar. Let him make his own decision.
yeah.